Welcome, Reckless Wanderers. It's Robert again, and today I want to get back into YouTubing. It has been like 4 weeks of me not releasing any content, and that's mainly due to the summer, me doing like real life stuff, and also me being away a lot. I mean, just like recently, I have been in London attending the Secret Cinema. This year is Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, and if you're a Star Wars fan and if you happen to be in London before the 27th of December when this ends, I really suggest that you go there and check this out. This was like the most amazing experience that I had in a long time. It was just words cannot describe what you experienced there. But back to some Path of Exile. I also have been playing a little bit. I have this character here that I started pretty much when the Awakening hit, but I played it only for just 2 days. So 48 hours in 30 days, that's really not a lot. But again, that's just because I didn't have much time to play Path of Exile. But finally, this character is in a state where I can show what it's all about. And Zeno might say it's pretty much a hipster build, because I'm using the goddamn favor of the month hipster weapon, the Consuming Dark. And you might have guessed it, also the Infernal Mantle, to convert all of my fire damage into chaos damage. And yeah, the result is pretty interesting. Alright, this dude, please die already. There we go. Yeah, talking and playing is a thing that I still need to learn, but I want to show you how well map clears work with this kind of character. This is a 73 strand that I have rolled with magic monsters and nemesis. And on top of that, it's also increased monster life. So you can see what the damage potential is. I will pick up the items later. It's pretty good. So both group targets, AoE potential, as well as single target is okay-ish. I'm not yet so good at timing my Flasks right, because I'm running dual Quicksilvers to be as mobile as possible, but I'm still not having 100% uptime because I need to practice the rhythm more, and also I'm getting myself into danger quite often by standing in front of mobs, which I don't have to with this build. Also the mana thing, I don't have a lot of mana regen, but I should have more of it. Yeah, but yeah, you're getting the gist of it. So before we open the strongbox, maybe I can explain a little bit in detail what this character does. And after this dude dies. So I'm using the Consuming Dark. This converts 75% of fire damage into chaos damage. And I'm using the Infernal Mantle, which converts 25% of fire damage into chaos damage. Which means if we check our Firestorm over here, spell total combined damage is this, spell chaos damage is that, and there's no other damage type. I'm dealing 100% chaos damage, which is awesome. Now, there are a lot of builds out there that do that with Incinerate. I started actually doing this with Fire Nova Mine, because I wanted to play Fire Nova Mine, and I thought it would be cool to have a Chaos Nova. But of course, what's the benefit of dealing pure Chaos damage? The benefit of pure Chaos damage is that the damage cannot be reflected. So you could as well play a build that has a pretty high damage potential and usually kills you against Reflect. And Firestorm is such a build. So I went crit, or I'm planning on going crit. And man, all those mobs. I want to explain that build. Stop spawning. So I'm using Firestorm in here +1 thanks to the chest piece, to the Infernal Mantle. And I'm using Firestorm with concentrated effect, faster casting, increased duration. Those are basically the obvious links. And then the fifth link, you might be surprised a little bit, is Hypothermia. And that's my twist on that build, because there are a lot of build variations out there already, but I don't know if somebody did this. Firestorm itself has a damage effectiveness of 30%, so all added damage sources like added chaos, added lightning, they are going to be scaled down. Also, I'm using anger, and I think I want to switch to hatred instead, because also with anger, the anger bonus is pretty significant. It's 60 to 96 additional fire damage, but since it's going to be scaled down to 30% of its effectiveness, I'm not sure that anger is the right choice here. And Hypothermia, instead of adding damage, it's more damage, but only to chilled enemies, which is why I'm using Arctic Breath as my Curse on Hit setup. I'm using Arctic Breath, Greater Multiple Projectiles, Curse on Hit, Assassin's Mark, and I'm also having a cast when damage taken with Arctic Breath, Greater Multiple Projectiles, and Blind. On top of that, I'm using Arctic Armor, so whenever I get hit, the target that hit me gets chilled, and I'm also leaving a trail of ground ice behind me. And the goal is basically to put all... 20% quality, nice. To put everything that's... hitting me or that I'm targeting under the effects of chilled ground, which then multiplies my Firestorm damage. I have another cast when damage taken set up at level 10, so it triggers not that often. That's linked with Molten Shell, because Molten Shell gives me a really nice armor buff. That's basically my only defense that I have. As you can see, I don't even have 4K life, but I have a little bit of ES buffer, mainly through the chest. Infernal Mantle has a really, really good ES boost. Apart from Arctic Armor, I don't have much evasion, I don't have much armor, so this character is pretty much defenseless. So I'm trying to get every bit of armor that I can get, which is why I have 270 armor, but if we take that off and cast this manually, this goes up to 600, and if I pop the granite, that goes up to... actually, it doesn't say anything. Oh no, that's actually not a granite. I'm telling total bullshit. Never mind. I had a granite before, and that helped a little bit with armor. So yeah, almost no evasion. Will I get back? I will get the stuff back later. Only a little energy shield pool. And not much armor makes this character in general very squishy, which is why I decided to go with dual Quicksilver to be as mobile as possible and not get hit by stuff, which usually works pretty well. I'm having mana problems here and there, and that's the reason why I'm using Rallying Cry over Enduring Cry. Enduring Cry would be way better in terms of mitigation. And I'm also using Exile Promise. Not only is the scaling crazy, Exile Promise says that you gain 15% of elemental damage as chaos damage. That happens before the conversion, so 100% of my fire damage that I would initially deal without the two uniques, 15% of that will be converted into chaos and added on top of my damage. And furthermore, the more interesting effect of Exile Promise is that 2% of chaos damage leached as life. And that's usually you're not dealing that much chaos damage with this flask. But since I'm dealing 100% chaos damage, the leech is crazy. It's basically whenever I'm in danger, I pop this flask and I can leech back stuff instantly. It's so good. Basically, the only thing that can kill me is like super high burst damage, like from the bosses here, or like other nasty bosses. Like 10 frogs leap on top of me simultaneously, then of course I'm dying. So let's see. Yeah, they hurt pretty much. Okay, time to concentrate a little bit. I don't have flask charges, I don't have mana. Bosses are a bit of a problem. Or not. Look at that, 2 maps. But no +1. Sad face. Okay, what else? Passive tree, I guess. Passive tree is pretty standard. I started as Shadow because I did the Nova Mine character. I guess it's probably better to start Witch because you have a little bit of mana regen at the start. I'm missing that out now and I could use more mana regen. But anyway, I started Shadow, got all the elemental damage, cast speed, this stuff, more cast speed, fire damage, then life, jewel socket. Not sure if this is wasted. I mean, it's like 4 travel nodes just for that. I don't know. Then life ES. I'm currently working my way to get more crit here. I have to respec this point. I don't know. I think I had in an earlier version I traveled over the top. Yeah, more cast speed, then life and mana, area of effect, the jewel socket over here, mana, life, fire damage, cast speed, life and mana regeneration, spell damage, area of effect, fire damage, life. That's the current version. I'm now getting the crit stuff, so I want to get Doomcast. Then next up I want to get Annihilation, and then I want to get Assassination, and then I'm probably pretty close to level 90 where this build stops. But I could get another power charge over here, could get another power charge over there. But I'm actually not having so much power charges uptime, although I'm using curse and hit and cosmic damage taken all the time. What else? Yeah, Golem is Fire Golem, and mobility is Flame Dash with faster casting, and I have Culling Strike here, and I will probably replace that with haste. I want to try haste. I have another haste in my stash. I just have to back level it a little bit because I'm currently not meeting the dex requirement. In terms of other items, it's pretty budget. The Consuming Dark is the only expensive item. It currently costs an Exalt. The Infernal Mantle, you can get it for a couple of chaos, and then you have to 6-socket 5-link it yourself. And the rest is just rare gear with defensive, offensive stats, spell damage, mana regen, life, resists, nothing fancy. So that's my little, as you could say, a build diary on that little dude. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for this build, what could make this build a little bit better. Yeah, that's basically it. It's Robert, and I hope to see you in game.